What does it mean to exist? Why am I here? What am I supposed to do with this one fleeting life? These aren't new questions. They've echoed in the silence of night and the chaos of cities, whispered by monks and screamed by poets. And at the heart of them lies a philosophical movement that doesn't give you easy answers, but gives you freedom. This is the story of existentialism. Existentialism isn't just a philosophy, it's a confrontation with existence itself. It tells you something both terrifying and liberating. There is no grand meaning waiting for you, no cosmic blueprint. You are thrown into a world you didn't ask for. There is no why. There is only is. And so begins the burden of existence. Jean-Paul Sartre, a leading voice in existentialism, once wrote, "Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself." This is the core idea. There is no essence before existence. You are not born with a purpose. You create it, or you live without it. Though existentialism gained prominence in the 20th century, its roots go deeper. Søren Kierkegaard, the Danish philosopher and Christian thinker, spoke of the leap of faith, the moment when rationality collapses and only personal commitment remains. To him, despair wasn't a symptom of illness. It was the beginning of self-realization. Then came Friedrich Nietzsche, iconoclast, poet, prophet. He declared, "God is dead," not in celebration, but in mourning. The old foundations of meaning had collapsed, and in its ruins, he warned, would grow either nihilism or the Übermensch, the one who creates meaning anew. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Nietzsche. These early voices weren't just thinkers, they were witnesses to the human condition, each wrestling with dread, freedom, and the terror of choice. Jean-Paul Sartre took these ideas into the 20th century. Writing in the shadow of World War II, he understood what it meant to live in absurd times. He believed, we are condemned to be free. What does that mean? It means there is no God to save us, no destiny to guide us. We must choose every moment, every action, every value. And with that freedom comes anguish, not just over what we are, but what we might become. Sartre called this bad faith. When we lie to ourselves, pretending we are not free to choose, when we hide behind roles, jobs, or labels. But he also said, freedom is what you do with what's been done to you. You are not just a product of your past. You are the author of your future, whether you want to be or not. While Sartre spoke of freedom, Albert Camus spoke of the absurd. To him, life was a contradiction, a constant search for meaning, in a universe that offers none. Camus begins with a bold question. There is but one truly serious philosophical problem, and that is suicide. If life has no meaning, why go on? His answer wasn't religion, it wasn't hope, it was rebellion. He gave us the image of Sisyphus, the man condemned to roll a boulder up a hill, only for it to roll back down for eternity. And yet Camus says, one must imagine Sisyphus happy, because the absurd hero doesn't give in. He embraces the futility and chooses to live anyway, on his own terms. Existentialism is not just about dread, it's also about depth. To love, in this view, is not to find a soulmate written in the stars. It is to choose someone over and over without certainty, without fate and death. Existentialists stare it in the face. They know it is coming, and they say, this is what gives life urgency. We have a limited number of days, of breaths, of sunsets. So we must live authentically. Authenticity is not some vague ideal. It is to act in alignment with your chosen values, to be true to yourself, even if the world doesn't understand, even if it's hard, especially then. In a world filled with noise, comparison, and endless scrolling. Existentialism asks us to slow down, to stop outsourcing meaning, to take responsibility, to create, to act, to embrace freedom, even when it hurts. In an age where algorithms tell us what to want, existentialism says, you are not a product, you are a person. You will not find your purpose in someone else's feed. You must write it yourself, through choices, through courage, through commitment. So here we are, alone, but not hopeless, afraid, but not paralyzed, free, even if it feels like a curse. To exist is not to follow a map, it is to draw one, with trembling hands, uncertain steps, and a beating heart. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. If something in this video made you pause, made you feel, made you question, then don't let it fade. Write it down, sit with it. And if you're still searching, you're not alone. We all are. That's what this channel is for. A place not for answers, but for questions worth asking. So if you found value here, subscribe, share this journey, and let your thoughts breathe in the comments. Your voice matters.